What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Another big producer in the game has sold off his catalog. Y'all might know him as Zaytoven. Yeah, that way. Just sold his music catalog, or at least his shares of his music catalog. We need to start specifying this when we have these conversations, because everybody thinks that these artists, these producers, these songwriters are selling all of the vested interests in their music when they don't own all the vested interests in their music. All right, so let's just get that out the way up front. But he sold his co-publishing share of his entire catalog. All right, so it was announced on Tuesday that Ultra International Music Publishing has signed Zaytoven. Okay, so they signed Zaytoven. This is almost like the Irv Gotti deal. They signed Zaytoven to a co-publishing deal that will help him establish all music moving forward. They're going to be helping him to exploit the music. Plus, they're going to own it or co-own it as well. Within this deal, they acquired all of the music that Zaytoven has co-written, released, produced, co-produced between the years of 2005 up to 2022, which consists of about 560 records. And if any of those iconic Zaytoven records come to mind, yeah, that's included too. When you think of Migos Versace, Travis Scott 3500, so many others with Gucci, Jeezy, Tip, Dro, Grammys he won with Usher for the Usher vs. Raymond album, all that big music. Now, Patrick Moxley from UIMPG, he's the founder and the CEO of the company. He says Zaytoven is an extraordinary talent. He is the father of trap music and has been the driving force of how we define that genre. He's been right there with these artists from the beginning in 2004 up to the present day. I'm proud to announce that after working with him since 2007, we continue to be focused on future successes. And this announcement comes shortly after Zaytoven actually announced his new label, which is called ZTP. And he says, "We are blessed to announce that ZTP, the label, is official. Me and the Real Big Trio are officially a label. We are signing artists, producers, songwriters, DJs, all brands. We're looking for a real team and a solid team. Searching for all talent in every city, every state, every town. Let's get to work." So to me, like I said before, this resembles Irv Gotti's deal, okay? So what Irv Gotti did was not the same as a lot of these people, okay? Irv Gotti sold his shares to his catalog to a company that gave him the money to go off and create a new company. They basically signed him to a deal. They gave him some capital up front. They retained co-ownership, but they're also going to help him cultivate new projects moving forward. So any artists, songwriters, producers, etc. that end up signing to this label, 9 times out of 10, their music is going to also be co-owned by Ultra International Music Publishing, because they put the money up for it to be a thing. Now, this can go incredibly good if they do good business, but this can also go very bad. Say they sign all these creators, but in the contract it says that they assume 100% of the publishing or a majority stake of the publishing in their new music, because these are new artists that don't have leverage. They may not have all of the history in the industry to come into the building and make demands. A lot of artists come in green. A lot of producers come in green, have never really been paid any real money for their work, never really had to go through the process of registering their own music on the PROs to collect their publishing. So everything is new. Having that opportunity to work with Zaytoven, who has been a major force in the industry for the past 20 years. Of course, some people are going to move some things around, make some leeway to make that happen. I used to buy XXL magazine just to see a Jay-Z interview, a Dame Dash interview, just to talk about the business, talk about the snakes in the game. And that at least gave me the alert to be like, okay, this is what I got to look for when it's my turn. And as long as you paying a bit of attention, you can see when something is a little fishy. It's going to trigger you to think back to that time. I remember seeing that. Now, that don't mean that you're going to be in the right. You might have to ask some more questions, go hire you a lawyer, do your due diligence to find somebody that can work on your behalf and school you to what it is that you're really seeing. But Zaytoven is going to win. That's the whole purpose of doing this, is for him to win. He been eating off these records for a long time. The articles that are out have not disclosed how much money this publishing company, UIMPG, has invested into Zaytoven in order to assume ownership or co-publishing ownership of his music, which I think is smart, but I think it's also unfortunate because I could already hear people saying, "Oh, Zaytoven's stupid." Just like every time I do these conversations, there's always people in the comments, "I wouldn't have sold. You're selling off your generational wealth. Yo, you could have passed that down." Man, passing down what? Y'all do know there is also a such thing when your music is not going to be as valuable as it once was. At some point, your music may also go into the public domain where anybody can use it, anybody could sample it practically for free. So when y'all keep talking about all this, oh man, generational wealth, you got to think about your family 100 years down the line. That motherfucker is, because if he could get 200 million, 150 million, 80 million right now and make correct business decisions and invest into something that's going to generate even more money, or make a series of investments to where it's like, okay, I got 3 million coming from here, I got 5 here, 6 here, 2 here, and your assets are bringing in 20, 30 million per year, plus whatever money they paid you up front. That's going to be a lot more valuable than just getting residuals off of your music and your creations. Your name is not being taken off of it. And this is what a lot of people don't seem to get. Just because you sold something don't mean your name get taken off of it, man. Zaytoven's name will forever be attached to those records. Half of the records that are put out, his name is actually listed as a feature, even if he makes an appearance on the song or not. Have y'all not noticed that with Zaytoven? He got tapes out with Young Dro where he ain't said not a single word on the project, but because he produced the songs, it's Young Dro and Zaytoven. I'm showing my Atlanta right now, but let's keep this moving. Same thing with Gucci. Same thing with a lot of people. When he pops up and produces for somebody, even with like underground artists, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times it'll be that artist's name with Zaytoven on the track when you pull it up on streaming. So his name will forever live on that. Didn't say anything about his master ownership, which if his name is on the song, more than likely he has a percentage in the master as well. Probably a minimum of half. So before y'all come out talking about stupidity, actually learn something. Listen to a few of these videos. Look at the comments on how I respond to people. A couple minutes. Do your due diligence before you just shoot off the hip saying somebody don't know what they doing. This man been in the game a long time, and he's one of the few producers out here that'll tell you not to go out here and spend up all your money. You know what I'm saying? He bought his house years ago. He was working as a church musician and being a producer at the same time. So he's seen what it was like to have to survive and make things pop. You know what I'm saying? Make things shake. He left the game for a little bit where he wasn't really feeling the hip-hop industry like that neither, and he was still eating because he had been bought his house and paid it off and was just probably paying property tax every year, stuff like that. So I would not put Zaytoven in the uneducated space. He's been talking about being informed in the industry for a long time. If anybody's ever watched one of Zaytoven's interviews, they would never say he was dumb. But the whole thing of it is you can't be dumb coming into business with Zaytoven, because he is smart and he might pull one over on your dumb ass if you're just too eager to be in the situation. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, man. Let me know what y'all think of this. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the post notification for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
Got my legal hustle, welcome to the trap. I can blow a stack, bet I make it back. You can hit my line if you need a track, but we can't even talk if it ain't about the bag. Got my legal hustle, welcome to the trap. I can blow a stack, bet I make it back. You can hit my line if you need a track, but we can't even talk if it ain't about the bag.